Hi everybody, and welcome to your monthly reading by sign. Next we are reading for Gemini. Welcome. Be sure to check out your other placements for a more complete view of the month. First of all, we have a full moon lunar eclipse happening May 5th in the sign of Tropical Scorpio. It'll be in Sidereal Libra. We also have your ruling planet Mercury stationed direct on May 14th. It'll still be in its shadow till the end of May though. And then we have a new moon happening in Tropical and Sidereal Taurus. That's happening May 19th. Okay, the Ace of Swords came out. And there's definitely a message here, communication that wants to come through. Your element of air. Let me continue shuffling here for the rest of the cards. I feel that one. Okay, nope. All right. And the other one that flipped over. Okay, this is you again. King of Swords. Or Libra or Gemini. It could be pointing to that Libra full moon lunar eclipse happening on the 5th. Okay, underneath the deck we have the Five of Cups. All right, well, lunar eclipses and full moons in general are generally times of releasing. There's pouring things out that you no longer need. You can only hold 2 cups. You only have 2 hands. There's no need to carry 3 or 5 or however many are there. It's these 3 cups spilled on the ground are no real loss. It looks like loss, but it's not. You're getting exactly what you need just in time. You have everything you need. Whatever you can get rid of was excess. Whatever that be. If it could be material, it could be emotional, it could be physical, whatever it is. But it's being washed down the stream. It's being taken away, cleansed from your life. Okay, next we have the moon. Okay, the lunar eclipse is going to be a big one for you. Something is going to be purged from your life. Try to let it go with grace. Holding on to it is futile, really, because time takes everything away from us eventually. But it doesn't look like it's definitely a truth coming to light. Something that was hidden, either from yourself, from your subconscious, from your conscious mind, that it's coming to the surface now to be told. I mean, maybe your consciousness couldn't handle it before, and now it's finally the right time for you to be able to manage whatever it is, whatever information is coming in, or whatever you're being asked to let go for. Your soul is matured enough to the point where it's not going to struggle to do so. The Ten of Wands, yeah, definitely. Definitely time to unburden yourself. You've been carrying this around for way too long. It could be even a feeling of guilt, regret, any kind of sadness that's been really holding you back from your truth. That's what the King of Swords is. It is truth. It is clarity, logic, wisdom, sovereignty. I mean, you have the Ace of Swords here, and he's holding the sword in his hand. There's like this wolf made out of fire, and he's got a wolf at his feet. These are essentially the same card. But there's like a blazing truth coming through. But it's going to set you free. It's going to help you release this bundle of wood. I mean, these cups could have been poison. We don't know. We don't know what was in them. It wasn't good for us. Ten of Swords. Okay, this is actually your side. Mercury retrograde. This is actually your card. This is the sign of Gemini with the sun in Gemini. So it's definitely the completion of a cycle. We have 2 tens back to back. And essentially 2 swords, 2 aces, because the court cards are going to translate to a number 1, just like an ace card would. Okay, final card, the 8 of Cups. Need I say more? There is a moving on. There is a cutting of all ties. There's a dropping of dead weight. The next thing that comes after this, though, is freedom, absolute freedom. Because, I mean, in the typical Ten of Swords cup, he's staring at the horizon and watching the sunrise. So they always say, it's darkest before the dawn, right? There's a process of untangling. There's a process of releasing. And I started shuffling this. I'm going to get one of these eventually, but I'm not going to reveal it just yet. I get our astrology cards first. I'm just going to let my hands do the talking. All right, we're going to do that. what our astrology cards have to add to this. The thing about the Eight of Cups, the beauty is he's leaving what no longer satisfies him. He's in pursuit of something greater, of something more satisfying, more fulfilling. Maybe you know you've been playing it small for a while. You haven't been living up to your potential, and that's what the King of Swords is. It's a vision of your potential, of your future, of what you're capable of and what you were meant to do. Okay, underneath this deck we have Taurus, trust, patience, and sensuality. So that is May 20th. Is the new moon in Taurus. And it's earth, it's physical, real change, it's concrete, tangible things that you can see, feel, and touch, real results. Okay. And then we have House 11, friends, like-minded groups, and humanitarian beliefs. That could be what you're disconnecting from, is a group of individuals or people or a social group, even your work environment. House 5, now it's the opposite, Leo, Aquarius axis there. Passion, play, children, confidence, and creativity. So going from a group of birds to flying solo. But you're the soloist. That's the most beautiful, thing. People come to the orchestra or the choir, and the soloist always stands out amongst the crowd. It's like you can't fit in anymore. As much as you try, you're not meant to. You're meant to sing your own song. Let's see what's next. Venus. Taurus is ruled by Venus, as is Libra. And both moons this month are connected to Taurus and Libra. But give and receive love, find value, and see beauty. So I think that's the most important message here, is see beauty in this release, in this relief. It's like we become so attached to these things that we carry around for so long that we almost fall in love with them. It's like Stockholm Syndrome, falling in love with your captor and having empathy for them when really they're doing nothing but keeping you from being the best version of yourself. And these don't even have to be people. They can be your own self-limiting beliefs, your own negative thoughts. And that could be what you're releasing too with the eclipse. So next we have Pisces, intimacy, intuition, and compassion. All right, so your intuition is going to be key with the moon there as well too, being sensitive. You could have placements in Cancer as well. But having that strength of knowing that you're going in the right direction, that you're not being misled from once you're listening to your own voice, you're not listening to the voice of the choir. And we have House 2, physical security, possessions, material values, and self-worth. Okay, self-worth is standing out to me there too. As far as finding beauty, see beauty in yourself, the circumstance, find worth and value in the circumstance that you're going through, this lesson. It doesn't have to be ugly or scary. It can be the most beautiful thing in your life, depending on how you look at it. And House 2 is also Taurus. Again, we're looking at the month of Taurus as well. So, or maybe you have placements in Taurus, but it is the second house of the zodiac, our physical security, wealth. Again, just have faith that letting go of this is going to make room for things that are so much larger and bigger and more beautiful than you can picture, than you can see, because you can't see it all right now with the moon being there. Some things are meant to be surprises. They're meant to stay hidden. But I think you're being asked to have faith here, to let go of that Ten of Swords, that Ten of Wands, the Five of Cups. It's all meant to be purged. It's all meant to be released. So I did just shuffle for that archetype card. The same artist does this new deck that I got, Kim Kranz. It's the Wild Unknown Alchemy. And let's see what we can get for Gemini. Oh, I just looked under the deck. It's worth sharing. Gold 26. All right, that's the whole alchemical process, turning lead into gold. All right. Let's take a look at the first card I picked, the archetype card, the comic, That's you, Gemini. You can be a clown. You're the child of the zodiac. I mean, if there is some kind of down feeling that you're struggling with this month, treat it with humor. Um, Again, maybe you'll look back at this someday and laugh, but you also have a talent for making people laugh, keeping the situation light. You could have a close friend that you are communicating with here that is also helping you stay optimistic about it or giving you encouraging words. The title of the card is The Joker, the Clown, the Fool. The comic carries a remedy for all that ails this world. Amid the deepest pain and suffering, there's always a potential to lift up and out of the darkness through laughter. Though dismissed by some as lowbrow and unsophisticated, this archetype actually has a higher advanced mind. Some may use the word genius, as humor requires one to see the situation from afar rather than to be swept away by the drama. The comic sees and accepts the messiness of life, using it as material to be mixed and shaped into a potion to soothe the stressed and serious mind. They literally lighten us up. Thus, within the comic is usually the sage or the magician, working healing magic upon any audience who will lend an ear. The comic may be the archetype that heals the deep division in our world, one pun at a time. So it's really the alchemist, and that's you. The magician card is ruled by Mercury, and it's mercurial. It's transmutation of energy from this dark situation, making light of it. You could even be sharing your story one day. Again, taking your story and sharing it. You have an audience here of those four other birds, right? So you could be either an author, a narrator, storyteller, could be a stand-up comedian, or make that part of your hobbies. But the side notes say the comic has plenty of shade to throw on others, and it can fall into shadow at the drop of a hat. Beware of their sharp claws. So yeah, they have a silver tongue, it can soothe or it can cut for sure. Joy, jokes, and smiles are signs of a happy heart. Be wary of spiritual practices or teachers who leave the comic by the wayside. When light, hilarious, ingenious, spirited, and easygoing. When dark, sarcastic, harsh, brooding, and drunk. Go deeper, images of the laughing Buddha, or stand-up or improv comedy. Perfect. Okay, let's take a look at this alchemy card. I'm really curious. Breathe, breath. Pneuma. Well, that's air. That's you again. That's your element. So, and maybe definitely your words have healing power. I think this experience is meant to become part of your narrative that you're going to share with other people someday. How did you do it? How did you overcome? How did you have the faith to let go and just make this happen? So that's the throat chakra as well. And that's turning this whole situation, turning this lead situation into gold through your voice. The title of this card is Inspiration, Presence, and Life Force. There is no more direct way to practice alchemy than to study pneuma. We all have access to the mystical phenomenon known as the breath. It occurs at every moment, gracing us with the gift of existence upon the physical plane. If alchemy, as is suggested in this book, is the merging of physical and mystical, then this card serves as our ever-reliant bridge. It is the magical within us, the expanding and generating life force that animates our life. This card may appear simple, but it is not. No matter how advanced you are in studying the breath, if you heed the message of this card, you will find it has more to teach. Bow to it at this very moment, and you will discover the work revitalizes itself. New space opens. Pneuma is your lifelong alchemical ally, stating its love with every inhale and exhale. Go deeper. Take one deep, full breath. To ponder the first breath. Okay, there's something I've been thinking of lately. I don't really notice myself exhaling enough. And someone even said it looked like I was holding my breath. So maybe try to be more conscious of your breath, do breathing exercises, meditations, devote 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day, just thinking about nothing but the air coming in your lungs and out of your lungs. It's also good for soothing anxiety. These things I know, but I don't practice enough. But by extending the exhale, like if you inhale for a count of 3, try exhaling for a count of 4, and then next time for a count of 5. As you slow your exhale, it will calm your nerves. It'll slow down your heart rate. So anyway, when the Pneuma card appears, it is a call to make room to expand and soften the approach to the work. The other cards present in the reading may benefit more from spaciousness too. So a call to soften the approach to the work. That's kind of what the comic does. It takes the hard edge and the seriousness out of life. And we all need that medicine. It is no coincidence that nearly every spiritual and mystical lineage bows to the breath via observation of it, meditation, breath techniques, pranayama, or chanting or song. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. We use our voice to sing. I often forget that. That's also good medicine. I mean, I don't know. It can put me in a better mood. It stimulates the vagus nerve too, which does a whole bunch of stuff in your body. So that is a good thing. And here we have the birds singing. I keep looking at that. So the Leo is, the fame. They are the playful, childlike ones. They're the stars, the entertainers. So I do feel like a lot of you would be successful in that career should you choose to do it. All right, I do want to get your animal medicine for May. Gemini animal medicine. Okay, this one came out first. The grouse, number 34. And which one? The eagle, number 1. All right. Well, both birds. You're also an air element, as they rely on that. Let's take a skim of the book. So the title of the grouse card is Sacred Spiral, and the basic message is, if you have grouse medicine in your cards, undertake a meditation on the various qualities of movement within your world. Begin by visualizing the sun as one member of a huge group of stars swirling in a massive pinwheel shape of the Milky Way. Then draw yourself out of this pinwheel of light and into the spiraling of your own DNA's double helix as an arrangement similar to a rope ladder coiled like a corkscrew. Analyze the way you move through your world. How do you picture yourself in the act of locomotion? What kind of reaction do you create with the energy you send into the universe? What words would you use to describe the way you move through both the material and spiritual worlds? In the final analysis, is your movement compatible with your greatest desires and goals? So I get the image of people spinning their wheels, and I think that's why you feel kind of hopeless in this situation, and that's why it has to go, because Spirit is showing you that you keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, but all you're doing is exhausting yourself, really. And that needs to stop. But also the spiral, the sacred spiral, it has a purpose as well. It's a form of meditation, as this next paragraph says. Many spiritual disciplines ask that you cease all external movement in order to recognize the inner life. Grouse medicine, however, is an invitation to the dance. Grouse celebrates the divine source through its sacred spiral dance and offers this dance to you as a gift. You can spend a lifetime learning Grouse's lesson on how to harmonize your dance with Mother Earth's cycles and how to offer the dance as a creation of selfless beauty. So dancing to me has been therapeutic in the past. I've enjoyed that. Even going out by myself dancing, not with any other motive other than to feel the music and express myself. And with the breath card there too, it does take on a meditative form. Exercise can be a form of meditation. Releases endorphins, also good for boosting your mood, like the comic there. So it's also a form of self-expression, with the Leo card being there, house 5. And let's see what the eagle has to say. But eagle has to do with leadership too, and I mentioned some of you were meant to use these experiences that you're going through in this eclipse season in order to lead and inspire or show others the way. So it says, eagle, fly high, touch great spirit, share your medicine, touch me, honor me, so that I may know you too. And the title of the card is Spirit. Eagle medicine is the power of the Great Spirit, the connection to the divine. It is the ability to live in the realm of spirit and yet remain connected and balanced within the realm of earth. Eagle soars and is quick to observe expansiveness when the overall patterns of life. From the heights of the clouds, eagle is close to the heavens where the Great Spirit dwells. If you have pulled the symbol, eagle is reminding you to take heart and gather your courage, for the universe is presenting you with an opportunity to soar above the mundane levels of your life. The power of recognizing this opportunity may come in the form of a spiritual test. In being astute, you may recognize the planes within your soul, personality, emotions, or psyche that need bolstering or refinement. By looking at the overall tapestry, eagle teaches you to broaden your sense of self beyond the horizon of what is presently visible. In learning to fiercely attack your personal fear of the unknown, the wings of your soul will be supported by the ever-present breezes, which are the breath of the Great Spirit. Feed your body, but more importantly, feed your soul. Within the realm of the Mother Earth and Father Sky, the dance that leads to flight involves the conquering of fear and the willingness to join in the adventure that you are co-creating with the divine. If Eagle has majestically soared into your cards, you are being put on notice to reconnect with the element of air. Air is of the mental plane, and in this instance it is the higher mind. Wisdom comes in many strange and curious forms and is always related to the creative force of the Great Spirit. If you have been walking in the shadows of former realities, Eagle brings illumination. Eagle teaches you to look higher and to touch Grandfather Sun with your heart, to love the shadow as well as the light. See the beauty in both, and you will take flight like the eagle. Eagle medicine is the gift we give ourselves to remind us of the freedom of the skies. Eagle asks you to give yourself permission to legalize freedom and to allow the joy your heart desires. So, in the beginning of this reading, I did mention when you are unburdened, when everything is released and poured out, that it will be the next stage is freedom. It's uplifting, it's elevation, and it's scary because you may not think the air is breathable up there, but it is. It's cleaner and more efficient than anything you've ever tasted before. So some of you could be traveling to by air this month, taking a trip somewhere. Or just the fact that your element is air, and that's what is showing up to reconnect with your mind and get the broader picture, see the whole picture. Let's see what the angels and ancestors can add to this. Okay, underneath we have She-Wolf, unleash the wild within. There's the wolf howling at the moon, again pointing to this full moon energy that we have in the eclipse, and there's also a wolf howling at that moon. Beautiful. So that also goes in with the breath, the throat, the voice expressing. I mean, it can also deal with a cry. Wolves cry too, right? They mourn. It's part of the release. Wow. Winter, take care of your needs. Okay, some of you may be connecting with wolf medicine too this month. But yeah, put yourself first. Self-care is very important. Be gentle with yourself through this time, through this transformation. You could be feeling like a lone wolf, or you could be finding your own wolf pack. And we have great teacher, learn from spiritual experiences, the dove. Think of, it's the international symbol of peace, right? Of course, this is a Jesus-looking figure, but regardless of your spiritual belief, as one of the ascended masters, there's something, either you're going to be in the presence of somebody, or going to acquire this kind of Christ consciousness, if you believe in that. But again, the emphasis being on the bird of the ascension, of the use of the air, which is wisdom. So I'm going to read about winter real quick. Okay, and this is the very last card in the deck, which to me, again, reemphasizes the message of the Ten of Swords, the Ten of Wands. It's the end. But also this could have been a very difficult winter for you. And now if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, spring is upon us, and we're ready to leave that season behind us. So the message is, do everything you need to be at your best, then move beyond your fears and limitations. You have an opportunity to move beyond your fears. Although you may feel in the dark, get comfortable with being in the unknown and trust that the light within you will sustain you through what may seem a challenging process. Ask yourself what you need to do to feel supported and alive. You may uncover something from your past that you have buried deep. Know that when you unearth it and shed light on it, you create space for miracles. You may feel like a lone wolf right now, but it's time for you to be the alpha. When the winter card arrives in the future position of a spread, or at least last card in a reading, it can also indicate that the coming winter will usher in important energies with regards to your question or intentions. So again, if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, that could be coming up for you. But in the Northern Hemisphere, I feel like we just went through that process. All right, let's get our Queen of the Moon Oracle. This is in-depth message this month, but I feel it's necessary. Okay. One card, please, for Gemini. One card, Gemini. Nourishment, number 7. Okay, when it said about the Eagle card, feed your body, but more importantly, feed your soul. So this could be also an indication to be more conscious of that process of what are you taking in energetically, physically, emotionally, but also again that self-care message coming up. Underneath the deck we have the beaver moon, which is a full moon. And beavers are, master builders. They create elaborate dams and secure homes. Okay, but beaver moon also comes right before the winter in the northern hemisphere as well, preparing for a long winter. Okay, so okay, we'll wrap this up with our lovely Making Magic cards and some message from our angels. Okay, on target, follow your ideal life path. Yep. It's that take charge energy. It's that commanding direction. Once you decide to finally cut ties with the past, that's when everything comes into focus. Fairy magic, respectfully work with the fairies and elements to achieve your goals. Elementals, yes. Okay. And Awen, 3 rays of light, balancing male and female energies, peace and harmony. Fantastic. And underneath the deck we have Abracadabra with wings, fantastic good fortune, and lucky chances. I'll take that. All right. How about some angels? For Gemini. Flexibility, remain flexible. Yep. It's going to be a lot of things coming at you this month, so limber up. Enthusiasm, yeah. Approach this with enthusiasm. Again, I kind of get that comic feeling from it too. Be like, yay, change, or that meme where the dog's sitting in the middle of the room and the room's on fire and he's like, this is fine. Just taking the complete opposite. Just be totally in love with this process. And then beauty, yeah. So everything's a thing of beauty. And finally, efficiency. Working smarter, not harder. Okay. One more. It's like your life is being downsized but simplified at the same time. Abundance. All right. I love it. Overflowing with love, wealth, whatever you need. Your needs are met, so don't be afraid to let go of things that are weighing you down or not good for your health. All right. Thank you, Gemini, for tuning in. I hope you appreciated this reading. I know I did, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.